about the internet and cell phones and technology and home educated children have more time on hands. And if people are not doing kindness with lots of activities.
I'm glad you quickly added that part. Okay, yes. I heard a mom on this trip saying that she won't allow cell phones in her home until the children are 18. Somebody else, a father, said that technology steals joy and unity, and it brings addiction and something else. And then there was somebody else told us there's a new disease called fear of fitting in, FOMO or something. It's a new disease, fear of missing out. So my answer about that is the fact that we didn't have, and we didn't have libraries, we didn't have Google, we didn't have, and we've had to learn technology later, and that wasn't a problem. It's very easy to learn. It's a quick thing to learn. So you don't have to teach it from young. They don't have to have it for the sake of life lessons. Another man shared a testimony of an 85-year-old that got his first iPad when he was 80. And for the last 5 years, he's been doing all this technology stuff and teaching other people and showing people how to use technology. Jamie and I watched a documentary of a woman of over 100 years old that was very, very alone. And she found out about the computer and Skype, and she started Skyping people, and then she started writing a blog, and she started connecting with elderly, and so she started a group, and then she started teaching people how to use a keyboard, and that they mustn't be scared of the mouse because it doesn't bite. And she had this, it was a phenomenal story, and she's over 100, and it was her connection with the lonely. So it's really got a valuable place. I really respect technology and the fact that we've been able to do the videos and reach people across the world with the message that the Lord has given us to share with them. When it comes to children, I don't see the need. Myself personally, I don't see why they need to have an iPad or an iPhone or at an age when they are children. I understand when they get to young adults, and now it's part of society, it's part of life, it's part of preparing for Jamie. When he was 16, he was doing his Konos on computer because he was training himself in this media world. And so I get that, I understand that. The danger is when little children at home have got phones, they're playing on them. I've since heard some horror stories about the huge addictions and sin that they are falling into with the parents not knowing, because at night in their beds and they've got their phones. And so parents are finding ways, they're collecting the phones from the children and only issuing them when it's time, when they leave them at the library or at the gymnasium or something, to phone me when your class is finished, or when the child has got an activity where it's not going to be where they're sitting on their phone. But even there's a risk, because now they're waiting for mom to come and they're sitting on their phone. And this messaging, this instant messaging, a lot of emotional trouble coming from that, and then the parents have to try and fix that or work with that. So it would seem to me that the general status on it is that home educating prefer not to have this influence in their homes. It would be a hard one for a parent to monitor, and it would be a hard one for a child to know what is right from wrong when it comes to technology and their phone, and being exposed to that. In the northern regions, the big cities, it's very, very common for 7-year-olds to have an iPad, and they want to have the maths you see manipulatives downloadable on the iPad, so that their children, because all the children are doing their lessons on iPads, and they want them to have that instant, the workbooks and everything. They want to download the material so they don't have to have the physical books. And maybe that's what the future's going to be. Maybe everything's going to be on screens. It seems to be taking a full circle around, whereby there's studies done now on the damage of all the screen regarding the lights, and it's causing all kinds of learning difficulties and problems because of the instant, or the flickering, or the click of the button gratification, and all the research that's been done on it. So that's a very long way around to saying, check with God, darling. Because if it's important to him. Is he wanting our children to have this? I know in Oikos environment right now, it's an incredibly powerful tool, because we're able to, the world is shrinking because we're able to reach so many more with technology on many levels. So it's very valuable, and it's not affecting them at all, I would hope. And if it does, and if I start seeing an effect that is perhaps negative, then I address it and attend to it.